From Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse number 62. Teachings of Sri Narada Muni to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So you've been hearing how Narada Muni is explaining that the world is not real. That's why nobody is happy. Right? How can you be happy if things are not real? You eat food, after some time, again hungry. You sleep, you get up after some time, again sleepy. You drink water, again thirsty. Right? So you do anything, nothing is satisfying here. Why? Not real. You have loving relationship, after some time quarreling, fighting, separation. So Narada proved, because it is not real, because anything which is real, and that which is not real is never real. Unreal can never be real, real can never be unreal. Right? Simple logic. Day cannot be night, night cannot be day. You want to search light at night, you cannot find it. You have to wait till dawn. So, therefore he says, but why it looks real to us? That was the question. So he says, Syat sadrishya brahmastavad vikalpe sati vastune jagrat swapo yatha swapne tatha vidhi nishan. So it looks real because we superimpose reality. Reality is somewhere. Why we search for love? Because real love is there somewhere. Otherwise, why do we need love? Why are we looking for love? Because we don't have it. And why do we look for it? It must be there somewhere. You cannot have desire for something which never existed, never exists, will never exist. You cannot have desire for anything, right? Nobody desires that I want to have horns of a rabbit. Or I want a shawl made from the hair of a tortoise. Or at least a cap. Not a shawl. Right? Nobody desires like this because these things don't exist. So if we are looking for love, then there must be somewhere a real one. So that's what Bhagavatam is all about. Bhagavatam speaks about the real love. Therefore, the second verse says, Vedyam vastamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam. That if you want to know the real thing, then this is the book. You can study novels, this, that. Kubar is also writing novels. So, but if you want to know the real stuff, that is Bhagavatam. So there is a Brahma. Brahma means delusion when you mistake one thing for another. When you mistake something which is not beautiful for beautiful, which is not real for real, and for unreal, and you take it for real, that is called Brahma. So in Sanskrit there are two words, there is a Prama and there is a Brahma. Prama means, what is Prama? Right knowledge. And what is Brahma? Opposite of that. So with Prama, you get rid of Brahma and then you come to Brahma. So there is Brahma and there is a Brahma. So in illusion, something gets twisted. If you twist a word of Brahma, it becomes Brahma. So therefore he said that sadrishya brahmastavad vikalpe sati vastuna. So as long as you have this illusion in the objects, then you remain confused. So jagrat swapo yatha swapne. Just like in the dream, you are awake, right? You are dreaming, but you are thinking you are awake. Right? In dream you are walking. That's an illusion. You don't walk anywhere, lying in one place. So just like you dream while you are awake, and you are awake while you are dreaming, and worse is when you dream inside the dream. That's even worse. Sometimes you have had dream inside a dream, right? So that is called double illusion. You have to wake up twice. First you have to wake up inside the dream. And then you come out of that. And then you figure out which one was real. So whether this is real or that is real. It happened with King Janaka once. That he had a very intense dream that his whole palace was on fire. And he was running and he lost everything. And then he woke up. And then he sees that he is inside a palace lying on his bed. But then he was confused that, is this the dream or was that the dream? Which one is real? Is this real or is that the one real? Because maybe that is the reality and this is a dream. So he could not get up from his bed. He kept on lying on his bed and thinking about it. Which one actually is real? So they have to call his guru, Vasishtha. And Vasishtha came and spoke Vasishtha Gita to him. And then he told him that actually neither this is real nor that is real. So reality is something beyond. So that is Vasishtha Gita. So people are living in illusion. So jagrat swapo yatha swapne tatha vidhi nishedhata. So just as in the dream you have wakeful state and you have the dream state. So one looks more real than the other. Like that, as long as we are in this state of delusion, then we have vidhi and nishedha. We have rules and we have regulations. We have injunctions and we have prohibitions. Once you will be awake, then these rules, regulations have no meaning for you. So they apply only as long as you are conditioned by your avidya. Then you have to follow vidhi and nishedha.
Why there are no rules and regulations when you wait? Because one has knowledge? Does it mean?
Yeah, because one cannot make mistake now. Rules and regulations are for children. But if you are awake, if you know that putting your finger in the fire, do I have to tell you or write and make you recite every day, don't put your finger in fire. No, you know it. Don't have to be told. But a child needs to be told. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't this. Because they can do it and harm themselves. So rules and regulations are for their benefit. But one who is awake doesn't need this. So therefore Shastra Vidhi is only till you come to the Bhav level. Once you attain Bhav, then you don't need this. Because that is the destination. That is called enlightenment. Then you have the eyes to see. Now you cannot fall into the ditch. You know the distinction between the road and the ditch. As long as you don't have the eye to see, then you have to be told, okay, keep straight. Don't turn to the left, don't do this. So then, within Nisheda, they have their importance. So now the situation at present in the world is that people are avoiding to follow this without becoming enlightened. So they say, why I have to follow? So, okay, don't do that, fall into the ditch. So then they fall into the ditch and then they have to take antidepressants. Okay, then they go into depression. Right? Ditch is down, dark, and it confines your movement. So you get depressed. So that is because they don't want to follow. Then they have to follow the doctor. You have got to follow somebody. So become a follower by choice. Otherwise you will be forced to follow. So then everybody follows. Doctor says this, doctor says that. So you can follow also God, or you have to follow the doctor. So doctor is bigger than God these days. Doctor says don't eat this, then I don't eat. If Shastra says don't eat this, well, why? What is wrong with carrots? What is wrong with eggs? What is wrong with this? And doctor says don't eat sweets. Okay, I don't eat sweets because doctor said. So Shastra is not even saying that. Shastra says you can eat sweets. So doctor will not say not to eat eggs, but he will tell you not to eat sweets. Shastra says don't eat eggs, you can eat sweets. So which one is better? Okay, so now he says that you have to come to this level of Advaita. Because the truth is without duality. Truth is non-dual. And what is not true is dualistic. So our mind, it breaks everything into two. That is the beauty of the mind. It cannot see anything as one. Even if you see something with your eyes, you only see a part of it. And other part you assume. You see my face and you assume that I also have the back side. Right? You're only seeing the front side, the back side you don't see. You're only making an assumption that it is there. And if you see the back side, you don't see the front side. You cannot see me completely. So this is the mind. Mind always breaks and always wants to break things and see. So therefore they have broken the matter to atoms and protons and neutrons and G-trons, all these trons. And still they don't know. The complete picture is not there. So beyond that is the spirituality, where you see the thing as one. Even those things which look different, they are one. That is called Advaita. Right? Advaita means it's all one. So there are three types of Advaita. Bhavadvaitam, Kriyadvaitam, Dravyadvaitam, Tathatmana, Vartayan Svanubhutyaya, Trin Swapnam, Dhunute Muni. So he says that when by your own experience you realize that there is Advaita of thoughts, Advaita of actions, and Advaita of objects, then you become free from the three dreams. So these are the three types of dreams you are having when you are awake. As I said, that you dream when you sleep and then you dream when you are awake. So you have to get out from the dream when you are awake. And that is when you will give up the idea of duality. So what is Upanishad says? Upanishad says, Naha Neha Nanasti Kinchana. That here there is no Nana. Nana means variety. So na means not variety, not two, not this, not this, neti, everything is one. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. All Brahman. So this is what Bhagavatam said in the beginning. Vadanti tat tattvadas tattvam is jnanam advayam. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdati. So truth, the reality is Advaya-Gyan, non-dual consciousness. It cannot be divided. It is one unit. But in that one unit there is variety. So spirituality is to bring you to that vision of one. That how there is one reality existing. Materialism is to break everything. So spirituality unites, brings people together, minds together, hearts together. And materialism, it separates. Even when you are on the Facebook, still you are separate. So he says that when you have these three types of Advaita, Bhavadvaita, Bhava means awareness, thoughts, consciousness, understanding, and Kriyadvaita, action, and Dravya, the gross objects. So Tatha Atmana Vartayan Svanubhutyaya Trin Swapnam Dhunute Muni. So then you get rid of the dreams. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti comments. इदानीं उक्तमेव अद्वैतं भावनात्रय उपदेशेन दृढीकरोति. So he says, now by explaining, instructing about three types of bhavana, he explains how there is Advaita. So Bhavadvaitam iti Chaturbhi in the 4 slokas. Vartayan alochen. So while seeing, while considering, while meditating on this, Svanubhutya Atmatattvanubhavena. So this is when you will realize yourself. When you will realize Atma Tattva, then you will see that there is oneness. वस्तु भेद बुद्धिर एकः स्वप्न ततस्तदधिकार भेदेन कर्म भेद बुद्धिर द्वितीया मत कर्म साधितम एतत् फलम ममेव भोग्यम इति तृतीया तान धुनुते निवर्तयति. So he says these are the three types of dreams. First is the vastu bheda buddhi, to see the distinction between different objects, because ultimately they are all matter, and then we are fighting for these things. So this is called vastu bheda buddhi. And then according to the vastu, then there is different type of adhikara. So Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all this. So then there is karma bheda buddhi, that you do this work and you do this work, all this. And then according to the karma there is a different result, phalam, and thinking that this is what is my enjoyable. I can enjoy this, I can relish this. So he says this is the third dream. So when you become situated in Advaita, then these three dreams are dispelled. And one realizes the truth. One becomes situated in that. So the truth is not realized by being separate from it. It is realized by becoming it. And becoming does not mean that you have to do something, but you have to actually just experience it. Because it is already there. It is Swata Siddha. It is self-manifest and self-luminous. So it reveals itself. So then he explains what this means, these three types of Advaita. So he says, Karya Karan Vastvakyam Marshanam Patatantuvat Avastu Tvad Vikalpasya Bhavadvaitam Taduchyate. So the first one is called Bhavadvaita. Bhavadvaita says to deliberate that the cause and effect are one. Cause is not different from the effect and effect is not different from the cause. Karya Karan Vastu Akyam Arshanam. To deliberate between the oneness of cause and effect. That is called Bhavadvaita. So Avastutvad Vikalpasya says these divisions, they are not real. So this was already shown that it is impossible to delineate any object as one with its ingredients or parts or separate from it. So this vikalpa, this division, that this is object, this is part, this is cause, this is effect, this is not factual according to Bhavadvaita. So he says when one realizes this, then that is called Bhavadvaita.
And when one gets such bhava, is it still possible to function?
You can still eat your pasta.
Everything has the same value?
Yes, you can still function.
Can you function on two levels?
No, you don't function on two levels.
realization on one level, or function on another level?
No, you function on that level only. The thing is that you know that this is same thing. Brahmarpanam Brahmahave Brahmagno Brahmanahutam. So the fire is Brahman, the oblation is Brahman, what is being put inside is Brahman, one who is doing it is Brahman. Because only that manifests. But that manifestation is in different ways. So, as we know from Vaishnava point of view, this idea of Advaita again is in two ways. One is Advaita, what we call as radical Advaita. Another is Vaishnava way of seeing things. So, according to us, that there is Bhagavan and he has energies, and there is no difference between energy and energetic. So, the variety exists within one. It's like we have one body, but in that we have hand and we have leg. And although they are made of the same matter, so ultimately from material point of view also they are one. And yet there is a difference. So to see only the difference, then the illusion comes. You also have to see the oneness. So then when you see the oneness, and then you can function, because that oneness is the reality. And difference is temporary. Like you take gold and you make golden ornaments, then you break the gold again. So gold is the basis. Earth is the basis, and from earth so many varieties, so many forms come. And they go back to earth. So similarly everything emanates from Bhagavan, and then everything merges back into him. But he remains unchanging. So he is the unchanging reality, and in that the changing reality is manifest. So if we can see this, then that is one way of seeing the Advaita. Another way of seeing of Advaita is that the changing reality does not exist really, as he has been trying to say that. So that is not Vaishnava way of thinking. But Advaita is there in both. In one Advaita there is no variety, and in one Advaita there is variety. So in both you can function after having this knowledge. And in the one you have said that I am acting on the Vyavaharika platform, empirical reality, I am acting on that. And the other one says, this is also reality, because it is the same God manifest this way. So that's why they do not make difference. Then they don't think that this is spiritual, that is material. Everything is spiritual. So just as for materialistic people everything is material, there is nothing spiritual for them. Even the soul, the Atma, the self is also material. So when you go to the spiritual level, then everything is spiritual. Even body is spiritual, food is spiritual, everything is spiritual only. So that is a different way of seeing. So that's what he was saying, that to think that everything is just my enjoyable object, and then karya karaniyor vastu aikyasya marshnam alochanam tantureva napata ityeva jagat prakritiyo karya karaniyor aikyam. So to see the universe and to see the Prakriti as one, that there is primordial matter, Prakriti, and that is manifest in the form of these objects. So there is thread and there is cloth, and cloth is thread and thread is cloth. Not that I like the cloth, but I hate the threads. So that's called duality. So to have this vision, this is called Bhavadvaita. And yet Brahmani Pare Sakshat Sarva Karma Samarpanam Manovaktanubhi Partha Kriyadvaitam Taduchyate. Then he speaks of Kriyadvaita. So Kriyadvaita, he says, is that to offer all your actions to Brahman, Brahmarpanam or Krishna Arpanam. Advaitvadis say Brahmarpanam, Vaishnavas say Krishna Arpanam Astu to Krishna. So Sarva Karma Samarpanam. So there are various types of actions and they are different from each other, they appear different. But if they are all offered to Krishna, then there is no difference because they all result in one thing. The result is one, service to God, pleasure of God. So if we perform activities for the pleasure of God, pleasure of Krishna, then there is no difference. Then there is no high activity and low activity. Then it is not that one who is managing is superior and one who is sweeping is inferior. No. That's why Krishna is driving chariot. So it's not that he is inferior and Arjuna is fighting. Usually one who drives is inferior and one who is sitting in the back is superior. But not in this case, because this is not done with that mood of superiority or inferiority, but out of love. So if we perform all our activities for the sake of love, as service to God, service to Krishna, then high and low does not exist. They do not exist. Then everything is seva. When you are chanting, that is seva. When you do kirtan, that is seva. If you work on computer, that is seva. If you do cooking, that is seva. If you take care of the cow, your field, or garden, it's all one. Because seva is seva. Just a different way that this seva is becoming manifest. So this is called Kriyadvaita. Kriya means action or non-duality of the action or in the activities. So this is how the envy can be removed. Otherwise people have jealousy. Oh, he is superior to me, or she is superior to me. I want to be like this, I want to be like that. Why is that I have to do this and she is just sitting there in the office? And these types of feelings come because we have this idea that this is better or this is superior and this is inferior. But if we understand the principle of Kriyadvaita, then we don't think like that. So this is when we understand Mat Karan Krit, Mat Parmo Bhava. That become a person who performs activities for my sake. So therefore he says, Yad Brahmani Pare Sakshat Sarva Karma Samarpana. Sakshat, directly. And this Brahman is not material Brahman, it is Pare, superior, transcendental. Manovak Tanudhi. So whatever actions you perform with your mind, with your speech, with your body, so not that if you do work with your mind then that is better, if you do it with your body that is inferior. That is in Varnashram system. Brahmana is superior, Shudra is inferior. Because Shudra is doing physical work, Brahmana is doing intellectual work. But in bhakti, there is no distinction. So that Shudra work is as much pleasing to God as intellectual work. If it is done with the intention of pleasing God, an act of devotion. So this is Kriyadvaita. And then Atma Jaya Sutadinam Anyasham Sarvadehinam Yat Swartha Kamayor Akyam Dravyadvaitam Taduchyate. So Dravyadvaita is to know that whether it is your wife, husband, children, your possessions or of others, their purpose is only one, Swartha. And desire of everything or goal of everyone is only one. So if we can understand that all our possessions and the possessions of others, they are actually meant to fulfill only one purpose, and that is service to God, then that is called Dravyadvaita. So Vak Tanubhi Kirtanam Karmanam Brahmani Arpanam iti Uddeshya Falvedohi Kriya Bhed Hetu Ishwara Pranecha Tada Bhavat Kriya Nam Advaitam. So it says when things are offered, then the action or difference in activity is considered only when the difference is in the fruit. If the result of two activities is same, that means the activities are also same, non-different, although they may appear differently. If sweeping is as much pleasing to God as working on the computer or doing arti in the temple, then there is no difference between these activities. And Atmana Swasya Jayadinam cha Anyasham cha Swasambandha Rahitanam tu Arth Sadhanam Kamasya Tat Prapyam Yad Bhogyam Tayo Sadhan Sadhyo Rekyat. So whether your wife, children, your possessions or someone else with whom you do have no relationship, so their goal, their purpose is only that they should be utilized in the service of God, and everything is meant for Him, then there is no difference in them. So sadhan sadhya or aikya bhave naiti yavev arth kamo swasya tave sarvesham dehadina. So whatever is the purpose I can achieve, whatever is the goal I want to achieve with my possessions, my relations, that is also of the others. So then there is no difference.